Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. I am still trying to process that this new holiday exists. I guess I expected the trade-in aspect of it, but not the cash aspect. And that means that this game just got even more expensive for people who were already struggling with the money. And that means this is going to divide the community. And I get it. Everything is more expensive now in general in the world. I don't think that's a clickbait statement. I think that's just a fact. I'm not trying to dramatize things. Something that used to cost $3 now costs $5. I know somebody whose rent went up from $800 to $3,000 in the last month for the exact same apartment. So people are being pinched more and more. And yet, at the same time, these mobile gaming companies are trying to do the same thing because their costs are going up. Their electricity is going up. Their insurance rates are going up. So they're trying to pass on those costs with more offers than ever before. And I think that makes sense to a certain degree. I'm not trying to say that they shouldn't be incentivized to do it. What bothers me is that they do it and they make it feel like it's this really exciting thing that everybody should take advantage of, but so many people don't have the money to do it responsibly. Look, you can max out a credit card, but I talked to a summoner that could have gotten divorced had his wife not been so understanding, because during the pandemic, he got really lonely and depressed and didn't have a lot of outlets and probably didn't have a lot of friends he could turn to outside of his marriage. And so MCOC became his escape, and it almost cost him everything. That's why I call this the Marvel Casino of Champions. That's why I work so hard to grade offers and be very critical when offers are just ripping people off. Because if you just buy everything, your mental health is going to suffer, your wallet is going to suffer, and your quote-unquote real-life personal relationships are going to suffer. And for everybody who's watching this, that should not be your goal. And if you feel like if you don't buy all these offers that you can't afford, that you're not going to be able to play the game, I would encourage you to do one of two things. One, I don't care if it hurts my viewership. If you have to quit the game in order to cut off the addiction, do it. If you have to unsubscribe from my YouTube channel and others to do it, do it. Because the rest of your life is not worth you sabotaging your financial situation for this game. With that being said, they're going to try to really make it an expectation now that every 2 months there's a new whale holiday. The days of there being 2 or maybe 3 are long gone. And this is on top of daily cards, monthly cards, the Black ISO store. I mean, there's a world that exists now where you could easily, by just buying up all of the offers, and I haven't even looked at the Kabam website yet. There's a world that exists where if you buy up all of the offers, you could be spending well over $10,000 on this game, even if you're not spending anything outside of that. A lot of people barely make a third or like 3 times or 4 times that. Like, this is like 25 to 30% of their take-home pay. So Kabam's goal is to make somebody who makes, let's say, take-home pay of $40,000 a year, which a lot of people don't even make that. And this is American dollars. So if you're watching this in Canada and Australia and India and other countries that, let's say your currency, I have a student from Brazil, shout out to my Brazilian subscribers. She told me today that the Brazil currency right now is 5 to 1 against the dollar. So if it's 70 American dollars, it's 350 Brazilian dollars. That's insane. If it's going to cost $10,000 American, it's going to cost $50,000 Brazilian. And I'm sure some of you are like, that's nothing. In my country, it's 10 to 1 or 15 to 1. And I'm not saying it's all apples to oranges, but I am seriously concerned that this is making it way too expensive for the average person. July 4th already cost a lot of good players their love of the game. They just left. Or they went to a free-to-play model as retired Alliance members or semi-retired. And I'm glad they're still playing the game they love, but I do think there's a certain emotional temptation to feel defeated because you no longer can keep up with the people who spend money. Before, you're like, I can buy most offers that they can buy, and I'll make up the difference of what I'm losing in my skills. And I'm not saying that somebody who has an average roster can't beat an amazing whale in Battlegrounds. But if all things are equal, they're going to lose now to that Battlegrounds person who has more rank 5 6 stars, rank 2 7 stars. I fought somebody in Battlegrounds recently who had like 15 rank 2 7 stars. And I'm thinking, I have that as rank 5 6 stars. How much money are you spending on this game? That's incredible. Now, a lot of it's not just money. A lot of it's because they're the best players in the game, so they're also putting the most time into the game. They're playing the best tiers in War. They're playing the best tiers in Alliance Quest. They're getting a lot of resources that I'm not getting. But at what cost? Do you really want this to be like the greatest thing about your life? If you do, so be it. But if you're only doing it because you feel like you have to keep chasing that rainbow, you're going to be depressed. And look, this is an A offer for Paragon players, especially because normally we don't get 100% Tier 6 Class Catalyst Selector for $100. Nevertheless, $70. So you could look at this as like conservatively 30% off a Tier 6 Class Catalyst Selector at retail price, and then the 2 Tier 6 Basic, the 2 Tier 3 Alpha, the 5-star Relic, Nexus, Crystal, the 7-star Titan Shards, and the 7-star Shards are all free, all a bonus gift, and these 10 Ultra Super Fabulous Crystals, which I'm sure have a decent amount of units. And I will be buying at least one of these. I don't know what I'm going to spend money on. I wasn't prepared for this. When I read the description box of this, I thought it was going to be mainly a trade-in, and they would encourage you to buy some units. The bizarre thing about these offers, unlike July 4th weekend or Cyber Weekend, they don't come with units. I think they're just in place of units. And that is important to factor into the value. Because if these were unit offers, they would all be A's. Because you'd be getting the normal amount of units, but they're not. And so they make you have to essentially question what's worth it, especially if you don't have a lot of gold. And I'm telling you right now, if you don't have a lot of gold, you're going to be sucked into these offers as much as anything else because the gold prices are so high. But you've got 10 days to grind the arena and save yourself actual cash. Don't make it a hurry to buy all the offers on day one just because you can. Patience is rewarded in this game. Impatience is your credit card. Just plain and simple. I was not planning on doing some critical video that the Kabam loyalists always view as a hit piece against the company today. And I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I will be buying some of these offers. I am not speaking on behalf of somebody, though, that has a YouTube channel that makes money playing this game. That's less than 1% of people who play this game. I know how blessed I am. It still shocks me that I'm able to do that. Even to just break even playing the game is incredible. And yes, if you saw the video, I'm able to use my teaching salary for this game and really save the money I make for YouTube to pass on to others and buy a house for my girlfriend and now give the house that I already bought to my mom. And this video is supporting that. Everyone who watches these videos is supporting that. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. But I'm talking about this from a perspective of people who don't have a YouTube channel and who have a bunch of bills and everything's going up, and now Kabam's suddenly like, hey, did you know if you buy all 5 of these, you can give us $350 that you weren't planning on spending of American dollars just for this tier? Oh, and then if you buy 5 more of these, that's another $200. So suddenly you're spending what you used to spend on Cyber Weekend or July 4th weekend that you can budget throughout the year just for these 2 offers. But don't forget there's also these offers, you know? And hey, don't forget that you're not technically getting units from those offers, so you probably want to buy our unit bundles to get the Awakening Gem, even though there's only a limit of 1 on this. Or especially, I mean, this is a freaking joke. Between this and this is Kabam's greed at its finest for what they're priced. Those are ridiculous prices. Those should be illegal. You should open up some kind of FCC violation for the price tag of those things. I'm worried about the cash for this game. I was already worried about it on July 4th. I thought I'd start worrying about it for Cyber Weekend. Oh, no. We don't have to wait for November to be worried because it's September and this is going on. Again, if you have to be free-to-play player, use your gold, grind the arena, open gold crystals. You have 10 days, not 3 days to do it. Kabam did a good job of making it a bigger window. But don't spend cash you don't have to make yourself feel good for a second because it's like scratching an itch. It's going to feel great in the moment, and then you're going to have terrible regret that literally burns a hole not just through your wallet, but personally through potentially some personal relationships. And there are going to be people who say, Prof, you're being too dramatic. Shut up. I know so many people who have risked their relationships or broken up because of what money they've spent on this game or a similar game. It's a casino of champions. It's trying to get you addicted to using your wallet and thinking nothing of dropping $500 on something. even though outside the game, that's freaking crazy. So just be responsible and understand you can spend little to no cash on most of these and be perfectly fine. Don't go down the dark path that July 4th took a lot of our players down, because you'll regret it. And I can't help you get a refund because Kabam owns the refund process, and they'll ban your account if you get refunds. So, word to the wise, I'm putting out much longer videos today, but there's a point behind them.